side notes, I think we get lumped in sometimes with, you know, the woo-woo guys and chiropractors and alternative health practitioners. And here's the reason why. Because we can't cogently explain the science. And then when we can explain the science, kind of like we're doing it.
Okay, so good morning. It's 6 a.m. I'm just doing my morning routine. Well, at this point, I do it every other morning because the weather has changed. For me now, it's December the 16th. And of course, December is pretty cold where I am. I'm in South Korea. And because the temperature has changed so much, I have to modify my routine and what I do and how I'm doing my ice baths. And I no longer do them every day. I do them about 5 days per week now, still pretty regularly, but I don't do them every day. And the whole goal of doing these is to be able to do it in a real environment, outside in nature, like in an ocean, a river, a pond, in really cold water. That's ultimately what you want to be able to do. You're trying to rewild yourself, open up, unlock DNA, and untap some of your hidden abilities that are a lot dormant in your body because you never force your body to deal with these types of circumstances. In a way, it kind of makes you more human, like a real human being, not a zoo animal, not a really overly weakened human being like a lot of us are, but a real human being. And once you do that, you can unlock all types of abilities. Animals that live out in the wild are very, very strong, very instinctive, and human beings have lost a lot of that because they're too artificial. They no longer live out in the wild. They've lost a lot of these things, and I feel by going back to very primitive things such as this, it allows one to go back and realize a lot of the potential that we have inside, even some potential that we don't know about. We don't have much of an understanding about because we're so relaxed and everything's so easy, and how we're living now in this modern age. But nowadays, I guess I'll focus on what I'm talking about. Nowadays, it's December 16th for me, 2021. And so far, the last time I made a video was about a month ago, and I've been still pretty consistent, 5 days a week. But the only difference that I've made, the only other difference besides reducing my day by a day or two, is that on some days I actually go to the ocean and swim in the ocean. And I usually do this after work. And the ocean is so awesome. Once you get to the point where you can get in the ocean, you just feel so free. And even if you do that, you still have to take some precautions. You have to take even more precautions because the ocean is the next level from this. Ocean is a lot more difficult than this, and with the ocean, definitely less is more. You have to really have a plan. Like if you're gonna, with the ocean, for me with the ocean, I do like half of what I do in here, in the ocean. And here now, the way I do it now is if the temperature is at a certain point, it determines how much time I decide to do in the ice bath. For example, right now the temperature it's about it's 5 degrees Celsius outside, and I think it's about 5 degrees Celsius outside. which is, I think, in Fahrenheit, that's about 40 something degrees outside. So 5 degrees for me isn't that bad. So when it's like 5 degrees, I do a longer session. I could do up to a 20-minute session in the ice, no problem. I know I'll immediately recover and start heating my body back up immediately if I do a session, a 20-minute session under those conditions. And if it was colder, if it started going down closer to 0 degrees Celsius or in the 40s in Fahrenheit, below the 40s in Fahrenheit, the further it goes down, I start reducing my time down to like 10 minutes. And usually I don't go less than 10 minutes. If it's too cold outside or 10 minutes is just too much, that it's really just go outside or just deal with it. At this point, my body's not adapted enough, and that's about my limit. Perhaps next year, this is it takes years of training and dedication to build up. Your full adaptation it takes about 3 years to reach a full adaptation where the body is it's a point where it's going to max out. When I say max out, I mean well, it probably goes beyond 3 years, but from what I've learned, what I've heard, after three years is about your maximum adaptation. And yeah, nowadays my adaptation is I'm a lot better. Nowadays I can go outside, I can walk around, and I don't really get that uncomfortable. And I'm not a person that deals with the cold well. Cold is pretty difficult for me. And I astonish myself in how I'm able to deal with these conditions, and like the way it feels, like for example, now when I walk into the ocean, when it's like 5 degrees Celsius, like right now, or like approaching 0 degrees Celsius, like outside right now, and I go into the ocean, the way it feels is like you don't really feel when you step your foot in the water, you don't really feel the cold. It's just a slight change. It's just like you're just walking, you're taking a walk outdoors, and it just gets a little bit colder. You don't realize you're in water. It doesn't even feel like water anymore until you're actually in the water and you're swimming around, and you feel so free. And it's amazing that this gives you that ability, and it carries over to other parts of your life where you're at work or you're at a place and you're so comfortable, you're so at peace with yourself. So that's where I'm at now in my progress of doing this. Again, I haven't made a video in about a month, since I think early November, and now it's mid-December, and I'm still going strong. But we'll see what happens January. Last year, around early January, I had to really back down off of this because it was because of how cold it got. Like, it was consistently in the negatives around January. So we'll see what happens this year. We'll see if I'm stronger this year. In the future, I'll make another video, and I guess I'll make my next video actually in the ocean and talk about the whole difference between doing this here, like in a bucket of ice, versus in the actual real ocean, and the different benefits that you get from that. Thank you for watching my video, and I'll thank you. Please leave me to concentrate and enjoy the rest of my session. It feels really amazing. Bye.